Tigrayan forces say they're ready for ceasefire talks with Ethiopia's federal government, but as long as certain conditions are met. The Tigrayan People's Liberation Front posted a statement on Twitter demanding a full withdrawal of foreign troops from the region. They also want a UN investigation into Ethiopia and its Eritrean allies for alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity. And they're calling for unhindered delivery of humanitarian aid and help with the repatriation of displaced people. They also want the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's government to restore electricity and internet services in Tigray. Earlier, the UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres said he'll accept nothing less than full humanitarian access to all of Tigray. More than 400,000 people are in famine. Nearly 2 million others are on the brink of starvation. On Monday, Abiy Ahmed's government declared a ceasefire, which was dismissed by the TPLF. The fighters captured the regional capital, Mekelle. There are reports of continued violence.
I'm deeply concerned with the present situation in Tigray. It is essential to have a real ceasefire, and the real ceasefire paving the way for a dialogue able to bring a political solution to Tigray. The presence of foreign troops is an aggravating factor of confrontation, and at the same time, full humanitarian access and restricted humanitarian access must be guaranteed to the whole territory.
Catherine Soy is in Addis Ababa. She says the government will have to row back its positions to negotiate with the TPLF.
Statement by the Tigrayan forces is very strongly worded, and a lot of Ethiopians are, however, cautiously hopeful that this opens a window to a political dialogue. They're hoping that both sides, the federal government, the administration of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, and the TPLF leadership are going to set aside their hardline positions and sit and agree to this ceasefire so that at least humanitarian aid can get to those who need it most. So what the TPLF leadership is demanding, apart from the withdrawal of Eritrean troops and Ethiopian forces, Ethiopian fighters from the neighboring Amhara region, the TPLF is also demanding that the government recognize the TPLF leadership as a truly legitimate elected regional government of Tigray. And they're also demanding that apart from the UN forming this investigative body to investigate atrocities that have been committed in Tigray since this conflict started in November, there should be another body, international body, formed to really track and make sure that these demands, these issues are implemented. Now, we haven't had any response from the government. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed is going to be addressing Parliament tomorrow, Monday, to discuss national issues. He may also be discussing Tigray matters there. Parliamentarians are going to be asking questions, but it's very difficult to see how the government is going to accept some of these demands. For example, it has already labeled TPLF and its forces terrorist organizations. So for the government to come back and legitimize TPLF and the leadership of Tigray is basically admitting defeat.